guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I sat down and filmed a daytime makeup look to nighttime makeup look. So the daytime look was quite basic, emphasis more on the skin and like a subtle, natural sort of warm toned, smoky kind of eye. It was mainly crease color, I'm not gonna lie, but wearing something so basic, I left all of that on and just added to it to create this nighttime look. Stay tuned if you want to see how I went with this. So I'm just going to start by prepping my skin. I've already put on this Ole Henriksen Good Night Glow Retin Alt Sleeping Cream when I got out the shower. Really love this stuff. It's very brightening, bit glowy. It does leave a bit of a residue, I feel, sitting on top of your skin, but that's not the end of the world. I went into Mecca and got 2 samples of 2 different eye creams. One is the Drunk Elephant C Tango eye cream. I think that's the full name, it's what she's written on here. And the other one is the Tatcha Peony eye cream. She advised to try Drunk Elephant under one eye and Tatcha under the other for a week or 2, or however long these little sample pots last for, and see if I notice a difference under each one, because I was really undecided which one to get, so why not try before you buy, right? So to save myself getting confused, I've been doing it in alphabetical order. Obviously on the camera it's going to come up back to front, but when I look in the mirror I'm doing Drunk Elephant first on this side. Obviously D comes before T. Just scoop out what's left. There's not a lot now because I've been trying it for the last week or so. Pat it really gently. Trying to be gentle around my under eyes anyway, and I'm not very good at being gentle in general. Bit of this left lip under my brow bone. So the Tatcha eye cream. Put that underneath my right eye. This one I've noticed is way more thicker and more like a heavy cream, whereas the Drunk Elephant one is more like a oily, serum-y type of cream, if that makes sense. Actually, speaking of eye creams, when I was in Mecca, the time before I went in and got these, I was getting shade matched for the Urban Decay 24-hour Stay Naked foundation. And she prepped my under eyes, because I was trying the concealer as well. So she prepped my under eyes with moisturizer, and she used the Chantecaille brand. Oh my god, my under eyes felt incredible. I just literally felt it like soaking up all of the goodness from that eye cream. I wanted to buy some, so I checked the little pot. $275. No man. Leaving that eye cream to settle in for a couple of minutes, I'm going to put on the Ole Henriksen Transform Plus Glow Cycle Retin Alt Power Serum. So this is the serum version, basically, of the cream we just put on. Very glowy. I mean, I'm all about that glow life, but I am going to be going out after doing my makeup, so I don't want to be an oil slick in a couple of hours because it's quite sunny today. You can just see it gives you a really nice subtle glow. I'm trying to be really good. I've got my face SPF sunscreen here, trying to remind myself to put this on. I'm very bad at putting on sunscreen, so little things, you know. My foundation today, I'm going to be using this Revlon Photo Ready Candid All Natural Finish Anti-Pollution Foundation. It's very dirty because I've used this quite a bit, but this is what it looks like. It's in this really nice squeezy tube, which is very convenient, and it's got a pump on it as well. This is in the colour 220 Sand Beige. Do one stripe on each side. Bring it down the neck a little bit before it fully dries. Now I do have some residue fake tan on, So I'm probably not going to match any of my foundations because I am overdue to get a tan colour since summer is approaching. I'm hoping to spend a little bit more time out in the sun, which I haven't really done for the last few years, but again, safely using sunscreen, getting a natural progressive tan, not deciding one day to lay out for an hour and then getting windburn and turning out like a tomato, because I have done that a fair few times. I'm really trying to not. You know, your girl turns 29 this year. Gotta start taking care of our skin, not just on our face, but on our body too. I really like the finish of this foundation. It sits on the skin quite nice. It's very natural. It is buildable, so you can make it a more fuller coverage. I have done that before, but it's not what I'm going for today, so that's fine. It just really evens me out. And this, I'm pretty sure, is one of the neutral tones. I love that this range, the Candid Photo Ready range, comes in cool tone, neutral tone, and warm tone. For my concealer today, I'm going to use a mix of the Maybelline Fit Me and the Tarte Shape Tape. Not going to go ham, just a little bit of the Shape Tape because I want just a little bit of a brighter under eye. But I'm not a crazy fan of the formula, I'm not going to lie, it's too thick for me, and I've got big ass eyes, okay? So my under eyes do naturally have creasing under there, and I'm just not a fan of it sitting in there and making it look worse. Just one dot, one dot. See how we go. I'm going to use this fluffy concealer brush. I don't know what the brand is, but I've had it for years, so who knows if they're still made anymore. But I just bought them online. They weren't expensive at all. This is back when I started first getting into makeup, so maybe 4 years ago or so. So I'm just going to predominantly pat that in. Do the leftover on my chin and a little bit here, just to help brighten the area a little bit. And with the beauty blender. I just find that this helps dampen down the intensity and also helps melt the Shape Tape into the skin a bit better because, as I said before, I find it really sits on top of my skin. I don't know how to describe it. I've never felt like that about a concealer before. And also a lot of the time it removes my foundation, I've noticed as well. To set that in place, I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter powder. This is in the shade Butter. It's using this fluffy Morphe M523, I think it is. Lightly dust the areas where we just put the concealer. So under both eyes, on the lids to set it in place, because as I said before, I have big ol' eyeballs and they do crease if I don't powder them after putting product on top. I really like that powder. Just Rihanna's whole makeup range, the Fenty Beauty, it's all good. For my bronzer, I'm just going to be using this Revlon Skin Lights bronzer. This is in 005 Havana Gleam. And I'm just going to be taking it on this stippling brush. I want a really diffused bronzy look today. Stippling it on my cheekbones, my forehead and temples, whatever's left over under my chin. Then I'm going to take this Bondi Sands Glow contour brush. I got this one I brought. It was either a tanning mitt or the tanner itself. Through the hair and my eyeball. Lightly dust that in. And just use the tip of it down the sides of my nose. This is just a very rough quick bronze contour. It's not to define my nose too much at all. I also like to dust this just in the crease. For blush, I'm going to go in with this Rimmel Maxi blush. This is in the shade 006 Exposed. Really nice, muted, pinky, mauvey, taupey, rosy colour. I'm also going to take that on this stippling brush again. This just really diffuses colour onto you instead of being like, bam, here's a shit ton of colour. You can't get rid of it now, too bad. And just swipe it across until I get the desired colour that I want. And by colour I mean desired colour payoff. I do predominantly like it on my cheeks, and then I just sort of sweep it up on my cheekbones. Whatever's left, I just run on the sides of my temples. Now to dim down all of the powders. I wish I could be a no powder girl, but unfortunately that's just not who my skin wants to be, okay? So I'm going to use this Mario Badescu facial spray. This has aloe and chamomile and lavender, just to melt the powders into the skin. Just press that in. Otherwise, it will dry and leave lots of little spots. It's not a very fine mess, but I still really like using it. See what it does? It just brings back some life, glow, non-corpse-like, instead of all that powder just sitting on top. As always, I'm going to use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. This time I got it in the shade Taupe. Just wanting to do a very light, fluffy, natural brow. Doing lots of tiny little baby hair strokes on the front. Then I make them a bit longer and darker towards the tail. For my daytime portion, I'm going to be using the Dark Magic Jaclyn Hill palette. And I think I'm going to stick in the realms of neutral, warm tone browns, just simple, slightly smoky eye. So I'm probably going to use Poof and Shh. I'm going to use this flat shader brush and go in with Poof first. Just packing it on the lid. And go just above the crease a touch. Then I'm going to go with the Huda Beauty Warm Brown Obsessions palette and use this brown down the bottom. And for that I'm using this firm shader brush. Mainly sticking to the outside of the lid and dragging it in a little bit. Well, that wasn't a little, that was like halfway. Then I'm just using a large fluffy brush to blend the edges of that out. Then I'm going to use that shade in the Jaclyn palette. And again, going in with that large fluffy brush to just blend out the inner and outer edges. Then going in with my Essence Princess Lashes mascara, as always. Not going to do any falsies for this look. Okay, for my lips, I might just keep it nice and simple and go in with this Jane Iredale Just Kissed Lip and Cheek Stain. It's basically a lip balm. I got it from my esthetician. This is a nudie colour. A little swatch here. It's the worst place I could have done it. But nothing too crazy. It's just a bit pinker than my lips, basically. I'm just going to add some more powder to my under eyes. Bare Minerals Concealer. It's a powder in Well Rested. This is very brightening, so I need to try and just use the tiniest amount. Just on this little Real Techniques fluffy brush. Just where I get a little bit dark here. Slowly feather it out. The center of the head to help with highlighting. This is very quickly going to turn into my evening look if I'm not careful. That is it. No more. So this is the daytime portion. Very, I don't know, not on your face, wearable, can go anywhere, go to the pub, go to the shops, whatever. Just a little summery, natural-ish look. Okay, so for the evening makeup look, I put on this really nice snakeskin patterned silky long sleeve shirt that I've just ruffled up. I'm going to use that same Dark Magic Jaclyn Hill palette again and go in with Diversion. Actually, I'm going to go in with Power Cut, which is this really nice silvery glittery shade here. I'm just going to use that on my finger. And then I'm going to go in with the Jawbreaker by Jeffree Star palette. I'm going to use this colour Tasty down the bottom. Just kind of staying on the outer edge again and slightly buffing it inwards. Actually very surprised it doesn't have a black shade in here. Just going to go back in with that glittery shade from the Jaclyn palette. And I'm going to use this small pointy smudge brush, which I don't think is a smudge brush. And I'm going to go in between Mojo and Temptress. drag it in a little bit to smoke it. Just get a fluffy brush to flick away any of the fallout that we've had from those darker shadows. Good as new. And I'm tempted to go in with this MAC Copper Luxe palette here, just for some glitter. It's not proper glitter, it's like really finely milled, dusty glitter, and I want it to be a little bit more bronzy. So I might take a little bit of this gold, and then I'll pack a little bit of that pale colour on top. That's more of the tone I was looking for. And you can see the difference here between the cool toned eye and the copper tone. This definitely goes more with my shirt and my skin tone at the moment. Yeah, so we'll put a little bit of that pearly shade on there. I'm going to use this Essence Gel waterproof eyeliner in the shade Cosnova? No, that can't be right. I don't know. It's this brown colour. For my lower lash line, I'm going to use this Huda Beauty Warm Obsessions palette. Then I'm going into the Jawbreaker palette to use Tasty again. I'm going into the Jaclyn Hill palette again and using that Shh colour to blend it out. I'm going to use that pearly shade from that MAC palette. We'll do a slight brow highlight. Just go with a fluffy brush to smooth out any edges. Do I possibly mess it all up and put on false lashes? Probably. Could you imagine if I had got this far and I wasn't recording? I'd be so mad. I'm going to use these same lashes that I used in my last Jawbreaker video, which is the Ardell Remy 778 lashes. Now I know in that video I didn't know what the style was called, I just showed the gold box it came in, forgetting that the numbers are written above the lashes. Oh, I'm such a pro. Next one. I've just put that mascara on to blend it all in and touch up where I just rubbed it between my fingers. Now for lips. I think that's a bit of overkill, if I'm honest. I'm going to use 3 different products. I'm using the Rimmel Long Lasting Finish lip pencil in the colour Natural. Wiped off that lip stain I had on before. The tip is to predominantly overline the outer corner, so here and here on the top lip. You also can make it wider, and the same with the bottom here. So you kind of stick into just under your natural line here, so where it dips down. But predominantly you want to go wider on the outside because that gives the illusion of wider and fuller lips. I can feel I'm hunched over. Do you guys hunch to concentrate when you're doing specific things? I definitely do. Mine is when I'm doing my eyebrows and my lips. I guess because we're trying to stabilize our upper body so we're not shaking. Then I'm going to go in with 2 Jeffree Star lip products. Maybe. So this is Mannequin. Just dabbing it on. I don't want like a big bold line around the edges, so dabbing it on, blending it in. I've got this Chrysanthemum Jeffree Star liquid lip, but I want it more as like a topper in the middle, so it looks a bit, I don't know, not glossy, but a little bit sparkly. I don't know if that's the right word, but I've never tried it before, so let me, it's got like a pearly undertone, but it's very pink. Might just put a little bit on, see what happens, why not? And that's it for the finished nighttime look. It's the first time in a very long time that I haven't put highlighter on. I'm just noticing that. Not that it's a bad thing, but I feel like I'm missing a step, and that could be what it is. But I'm really trying to get my skin to a more dewy, natural glow rather than piling on powder to make it look like I'm glossy, if that makes sense. But I actually really like how this turned out. So you can obviously have your hair down straight, or you can maybe pin it back, have a few pieces loose out.
And the front, so it's more messy. Just depends on what, you know, you're feeling at the time, where you're going. What the weather's like. When it's windy, I do prefer to try and tie my hair back if I can. No, this is a lot of snake going on at the moment. That was not planned, it was just what I had on my wrist that was near me at the time. So pull it out a little bit, make it a little bit messier.
Same with the back.
Loving it.
What do you guys think? I'm actually thinking of cutting my hair even shorter, but I'm probably just getting a bit carried away. Love, love, love how this turned out. Forgive me, I'm hyping myself up right now. I am very proud of how this turned out. I went in totally blind. I didn't know what I was going to do. I just knew that I wanted to do a daytime to evening look, and that's it. So I love how this came together. I paired it with this silky, satiny, not sure, either of the two, snake print shirt. I love the colours on the eyes tie into this. I'm just really feeling myself at the moment. Okay, let me live. It's not often that happens. Like, subscribe, comment, let me know how you think I did. Let me know what your favourite out of the two are. I think my favourite is this look, to be honest with you. I haven't done a bronzy, smoky eye in what feels like a very long time. I think with starting to film, I'm trying to be quite diverse and play with stuff here and there. Like a lot of people, this is my comfort zone. Warm eyeshadow. So it feels really good to be back into what, I don't know, I feel are the tones that I enjoy, the tones that suit me, and then to play with some glittery eyeshadow on top of it. Couldn't ask for anything better. That's all I've got to say for today's video, so see you next time.